Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we are digging into, literally, a really fun botanical micro project for this explainer. We're going to be looking at the simple but honestly deeply rewarding process of propagating leftover honey-melon seeds straight from a dedicated gardener's personal notes. Okay, let's dive into this.
Section 1. An overdue gardening plan.
So our notes today come from a gardener named Ang, and Ang has been wanting to cultivate Cucumis melo, the honey melon, for a long time. Just to give you a sense of the sheer dedication we're dealing with here, this entry is actually labeled as part 966 of their ongoing gardening notes. Just think about that for a second. Documenting a botanical journey for 966 separate entries, that is an incredible level of commitment and just pure passion for watching things grow.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is this super charming, relatable admission right here in the text. Ang writes that, quote, "Due to some unforeseen reasons all these moons, I kept postponing such plan." I just love that. It goes to show that even the absolute most dedicated experts among us, the ones literally on part 966 of their journey, still put off passion projects for all these moons. It is just a perfectly human starting point for us today.
So, what finally broke the cycle of procrastination? Well, the catalyst was simply having leftover seeds on hand from a honey melon they'd just eaten. Honestly, it's so often that immediate, tangible resource sitting right there on the kitchen counter that gives you the final push you need. It's a great reminder that sometimes the best way to start a daunting project is just to use what's already right in front of you. Andri basically decided, hey, the seeds are here, I might as well just grow them.
Section 2. The anatomy of honey melons.
Okay, but before planting those seeds, we really have to understand the plant's physical anatomy so we know exactly what it needs. Let's break down the physical traits of the honey melon. Crucially, it's a vining plant, and it grows these long but characteristically weak main vines. That means it absolutely cannot stand upright on its own. It's a sprawler. If you're going to grow this vertically in a garden setting, it relies entirely on external support.
And this brilliantly illustrates another really key anatomical feature you'll need to manage, which are the laterals. Basically, these are the multiple side branches that just shoot off from those long, weak main vines. Picture a central, super fragile stem suddenly sprouting all these heavy side branches in every direction. Understanding this helps us grasp exactly why this branching plant requires very specific, robust structural support so it doesn't just snap under its own weight.
Section 3. The trellis dilemma.
Now, this plant's unique anatomy leads right into a fascinating logistical puzzle. Ang wants to use this empty, underutilized pot for the project, but how on earth do we support those weak vines? Look at the two setups here. On the left side, we've got a round vertical trellis. Ang rightly deduces this is simply a no-go for the honey melon. Why? Because a round, straight structure just doesn't provide the wide, spreading support you need for a plant throwing out all those outward laterals. But on the right side, we see the winner, an A-frame trellis. The wider base and the angled support of an A-frame make it so much more appropriate to properly carry the weight of those spreading vines.
Section 4. Sprouting and sharing.
Let's move to and see how this builds into an actual action plan. Because, let's be real, all this hardware planning means absolute zilch without successful germination. That brings us to Ang's very pragmatic action plan. Step 1, patiently wait to see if the seeds sprout in the first place. I mean, you can't put the trellis before the sprout, right? Step 2, only after confirming they actually germinate, then you proceed with installing that A-frame arrangement we just talked about. And finally, step 3, which I think adds such a charming community vibe to this, give any extra sprouts to the neighbors. It is just a wonderful reminder that gardening is so often a shared experience, turning your excess success into community connection.
So, when it all comes down to it, this entire carefully structured endeavor hinges entirely on a single, fragile biological uncertainty. Which leaves us with the ultimate cliffhanger. After waiting all these moons, is nature actually going to cooperate and sprout these leftover seeds? We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and hey, happy planting!